I wish I were a girl again, half savage and hardy and free. Honest people don't hide their deeds. It was not the thorn bending to the honeysuckles, but the honeysuckles embracing the thorn. Treachery and violence are spears pointed at both ends. They wound those who resort to them worse than their enemies. I am now quite cured of seeking pleasure in society, be it country or town. A sensible man ought to find sufficient company in himself. If he loved with all the powers of his puny being, he couldn't love as much in 80 years as I could in a day. I love the ground under his feet, and the air over his head, and everything he touches and every word he says. I love all his looks, and all his actions and him entirely and altogether. A person who has not done one half his day's work by 10 o'clock, runs a chance of leaving the other half undone. Time brought resignation and a melancholy sweeter than common joy. It is for God to punish wicked people, we should learn to forgive. Proud people breed sad sorrows for themselves. Love is like the wild rosebriar, friendship like the holly tree. The holly is dark when the rosebriar blooms, but which will bloom most constantly? You must forgive me, for I struggled only for you. It's no company at all, when people know nothing and say nothing. No coward soul is mine, no trembler in the world's storm-troubled sphere. He might as well plant an oak in a flower pot, and expect it to thrive, as imagine he can restore her to vigor in the soil of his shallow cares. A sensible man ought to find sufficient company in himself. Thoughts are tyrants that return again and again to torment us. Any relic of the dead is precious, if they were valued living. I will walk where my own nature would be leading. I forgive what you have done to me. I love my murderer, but yours. How can I? A good heart will help you to a bonny face, my lad, and a bad one will turn the bonniest into something worse than ugly. It's wrong to anticipate evil. Take my books away, and I should be desperate. If I could, I would always work in silence and obscurity, and let my efforts be known by their results. He was attached by ties stronger than reason could break, chains, forged by habit, which it would be cruel to attempt to loosen. We must be for ourselves in the long run. The mild and generous are only more justly selfish than the domineering. The clock strikes off the hollow half hours of all the life that is left to you, one by one. Time will change it, I'm well aware, as winter changes the trees. Nature and books belong to the eyes that see them. Love never dies.